Hi guys, welcome. Today it's the episode 2 of my podcast. Today we have Hanah and Didi. They are the property couple actually. Would you like to give a short introduction about yourselves?
Hello guys, my name is Hanah. My business glam name is Hanah Didi. And I've been in the industry for about a good 9 years now. Yeah, really enjoying the job, and yeah, we usually do HDB to private property.
A little bit about ourselves, we thrive upon a lot of clientele across different property types, but mostly coming from HDB, the public housing, and of course we also have a fair share of foreign and PR buyers who were our long-term clients back then when we started, and myself in particular when we started in 2009, which is about 14 years ago. So those days there are a lot of EPs, employment passes, who are on board here as tenants. Eventually they got their PR status, and then they went on to purchase their first property in Singapore through us, or rather in the initial stage was through me before Hanah came on board into real estate. Yeah. So a little bit about us is basically we thrive upon again making sure that the clients' asset wealth, or rather their capital, is being rebuilt at every cycle where there's an opportunity for them to do so, and that's what we are proud today to say so in our portfolio.
Okay, well done. So now we are just going
Very formal, huh?
Yeah, now we're going to dive straight into, today we are going to talk about the property private market in Singapore. So no need to really look at the camera, can look at me, can have a conversation, a normal conversation, so no need to pressure yourself. So the first question is, which is actually better, buying a new launch or a resale private? What are your thoughts and opinions on this?
Okay, first and foremost, the property that you purchase, right? There's no one size fits all. Let's put it this way.
True.
Because it involves a lot of different angle of approach. More importantly, it is tasked upon that person's few factors. Why I say few factors is, I look at their age as one of the key options. I look at the appetite of the person. Appetite will also means their lifestyle per se, their family profile per se, whether it's single, whether it's a couple, whether it's a family, few kids and not, the conveniences. These are the risk appetite element that pushes or pulls someone before making that move, right? And then of course the numbers do not lie, so we are very detailed in our calculation. For that matter, that will also lead us to our last point, which is the safetiness of it. Because right now everything that is out there, as far as I'm concerned, everything has to look good. That's what marketing is all about. But at the end of the day, like I said in the earlier part, it doesn't fit all. You got to be calculative on every single aspect, because we are talking about dealing with people's asset journey. So, long story short, if you ask me, I can't definitely give you an answer that new launch is better than resale, or for that matter, I can't say resale is better than new launch. But if the question will be to be directed to me and say, look, Didi, what do you think will make money? I won't lose money. Again, the answer will also be, it's all about your holding power. How long are you willing to hold it for? As long as you have the good holding power, I'm sure over around time, because the property is also a form of investment. And the word investment rolls back to what we call as holding power. The longer you hold it, the higher chance of you making the assurance of not losing any form of money, or rather per se your capital. So yes, it's all about your holding power. Again, if you're going to go deeper with me and say, no, please tell me, I need an answer, whether resale or new launch. Then I say, it all depends on the type of property you buy. Because everything in the development depends on what property type you buy. Example, today I'm going to bring you to buy somewhere in Sengkang, Punggol, and you harbor the fact that this new launch, one bidder will sure give you this. I mean, I for once cannot be an astrologist in property. We only look at the trends, we look at the market share, we look at the numbers, the stats. But I cannot guarantee you that one bidder will make this amount of money. But for sure, what I can say is, there's this assured capital gain when you have the first mover advantage. Let me relate it easier. If today you go out there to buy a BTO, built to order, directly from HDB, you've got the first mover advantage. as a first owner, that gives you a cushion of appreciation because you know what? You're buying something that is raw. Same thing, today if I'm asking you to buy new launch, something raw, being first owner, buying from day one of their launch day, chances are you have that time to make it appreciative. So I sure say new launch is of course the way to go. Yeah.
So new launch is technically equivalent to BTO lah. Basically, we have the first.
That's right.
advantage.
That's right. Yeah, in a way, that's right.
I see. Do you have anything to add on, Hanah?
I think to keep it simple, a lot of people would love to go for new launch. I mean, who doesn't like brand new properties, right? But then again, it comes to it boils down to the numbers, whether it works out for them, and also if simply because if they if they have a big family and they have to find a place to stay and things like this, it depends on the family dynamics as well, like if they can accept the size. So nowadays there are buyers who tell us no, I want the size, because they are so used to staying in a large property, so they definitely want to go straight up for resale.
I see. So who is looking more for size? Is it the wife or the husband? Who is looking to make money? Who is looking for size?
Maybe this question quite tough.
Usually it's the woman lah.
So the woman wants the size.
Of course, because
Usually,
we need
from our
space
experiences.
for our walk-in wardrobe.
I think also
a nice kitchen, a spacious big one.
And that
right?
relates to one keyword here. The keyword here is the efficiency of the layout. Because when you go back, even in resale HDB or rather resale condominiums, the older ones tend to offer that luxury of space or rather the efficiency of space, not so much on the view per se on your balcony, but it's more rich in giving the bedroom sizes a little bit more efficiency or rather especially the kitchen.
I think adding on to that, I like the element of surprise, of which new launches or BTO doesn't give me. Like when you walk in, this is the living room, this is the kitchen, and then you turn right or left, it's the bedrooms, isn't it? But resale properties actually give this element of surprise, like, oh, where's the other bedroom, and how the kitchen, you turn left, turn right, maybe got yard or storeroom and things like that, you see.
So in short, woman is always right lah. So we have to always follow what woman says lah. He is a woman.
Happy wife, happy life.
Okay, so let me talk a bit about what Didi said just now. So you were talking about holding power.
Yeah.
What does holding power mean?
Okay, very good question, Nigel. I think this is thanks for raising this. Holding power means, okay, in Singapore's general property term, yes, you can sell at any point in time. Because of the many cooling measures that's been in place. It's also to soften the market. It's also not to make it so robust that we keep on running after the price point. But that said as well, it leads to people having to only sell it beyond that minimum seller stamp duty period. Like in this case for private property, you have to hold it for a minimum of 3 years.
Correct.
So there won't be penalty imposed if you sell it before, right? So to couple that, usually when people go beyond the 3 years, right, a good holding period would only means usually a comfortable exit for private property will be in the 7th to the 8th year, or rather 6th to the 8th year. That's a very sensible, comfortable range to look at exit plans.
Basically, so you're saying that 7 to 8 years, this is their holding power.
Yeah.
They need to be able to sustain their mortgage for this long before they exit.
I would say yes and no. Yes to say need to is not so need to, because it depends on, again, if it's an investor head, probably they want to sell it off after 3 years, So, but to answer about holding it, staying it, making this to be their matrimonial home, a good sustainability to look at when one has to measure is to be around 6 to 8 years.
Okay,
Very good cushion of sustainability.
Understand. Anything to add, Hanah? Or do you want me to move on to the next question?
Sound like a lot of questions.
I feel that if people are going to say like, am I going to make money? Like Didi say, we are not astrologers. We can't definitely say guarantee you're going to make money in 3 years or 5 years. But then again, properties in Singapore, it has always been on the appreciation
Horizon.
Appreciation horizon. Okay.
Both for HDB and resale, for HDB and private, or just on the private side?
Over a long term period, how long
because
through
of
any
inflation,
crisis.
basically. It can be of any reasons that come in, but inflation is here, you know, and it's just going to rise even further, isn't it? So, you know, even if, let's say, your property prices cannot grow within 3 years, that's why you must have the holding power. You hold it until it appreciates enough for you to cash out.
Okay, so basically, you all actually answered every question here already lah. But
Finish
let me
already,
No. I still got so much more.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's say now, just off topic a bit.
Yeah.
Given a choice, if money wasn't an issue, what would actually you all buy? What would you all buy?
Very good question. Again, related
If
to
money
private
isn't
property.
an issue.
Okay, again, related to private property. Of course, when you talk about private property, are you just retargeting my paradigm of shift to just private condos or
Up to you all, anything. And why lah, basically?
If you ask me, the highest point of any form of residential ownership would be a good class bungalow lah. So if money is never an issue, of course I would want to have a good class bungalow, because obviously I'm also a Singaporean and I've got no issue to, you know, because for the benefit of everybody is watching, we have this what we call LDAU, land division, land dwelling approval unit, and this LDAU is supposed to be approved, and yes, also an expiry of almost up to 6 months from the date of approval. And if you are only not a Singaporean, you have to get an LDAU. So being a born and raised Singaporean, obviously if that question comes to me, money is never an issue, I'll probably look out for a good class bungalow. But
If money was an issue.
yeah, but it's also an issue also, because actually not many people want to sell a good class bungalow.
Correct.
It's so hard to find one that is on sale also. And if there is also, it's going to be so hush-hush, because the portfolio, or rather the profile of the ownership are so high that you'll probably try to circulate among the rightful target audience. You won't see a good class bungalow generally being advertised for sale. You know, so yeah. So if you ask me, I love to have a good class
How
bungalow.
much is a average good class bungalow cost?
Average now it goes about, okay, we're not talking about some district, no offense to districts in the area like Bukit Panjang, Hillview. There are some spots of good class bungalow there. But I think generally, if you say average, it goes for around at least now 15 to 20 million minimum.
15 to 20
And we're talking about a 6,000 to 8,000 square feet of land.
Square feet of land.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so basically, if someone were to come to you and ask you a question, how do I make money off a property? What property should I buy? How do I make money off a property?
You know what I'm saying?
I think the answer is similar to what we touched just now, between new launch and resale. You know, like the example that Didi gave. If you
Being
buy
the
a
first
BTO,
owner,
right?
Being the first owner.
Who lose money buying a BTO?
Mm.
Right. Very rarely you hear people losing money
Correct.
buying a BTO. So the same concept goes to new launch as well. Because when you buy a resale property, you're going to be sandwiched in between the first owners, the second owners, and the new owners. People have already recycled, you know,
Price.
yeah, they have already sold and purchased other properties. So they have already recycled their capital there. So you're going to be sandwiched, your price is going to be sandwiched in between these sellers.
Understand.
But to answer your question of what you buy, right? I think today the attractive price point of entering the core central region against the rest of the core central region, or rather the outer lying region of Singapore, right? I think it's so attractive that if you were to miss out buying in a prime area, the core central region, because the per square feet, if you can, there are developments that is priced on par or even slightly lower than the ones that is on the rest of the core central region. Okay, you want to know more, you can always ask Nigel where are those developments. But to be honest, they are very good developments, priced right and ripe, RIPE, because they are just having the right PSF for a good exit plan. And that is to tell you, I will go for a core central region if I can buy now, because core central region right now the price is so attractive. So attractive. For those who are watching this, I can tell you that Nigel will be happy to share with you the list of developments that is in core central region that are priced just lower than the ones that's on the outer line. What we are talking about outer line is places like, example, right? Potong Pasir, we're talking about places like Kallang, we're talking places like, example, Balestier, right? But If today I tell you example a place in Balestier costs 3,000 per square feet, and today I can tell you an area like example Ken Hill, which is going for 2,600, and yet it's freehold as well, would that entice you? You want to know more? You got to Roger, Nigel.
DM me, give me a message, find out more.
Yeah.
So, touching on that point, you're talking about freehold. So there's freehold and there's also 99 years lease and there's also like 999.
That's right.
To make it short, let's talk about freehold versus 99. What does it mean? Which one will appreciate more? And how do you go about it? If a client is looking at it.
You see, again, it's all about a few factors when you want to buy, right? Because again, if this person is having the momentum that they're never going to sell, right? I will tell you that question, if it's going to be raised to me, I say you just go buy freehold. Because you're never having any intention to write on the capital or looking at liquidating the cash flow, etc. Because of your holding power being that long means the secondary that comes to my point is probably this freehold ownership are looking towards a legacy planning.
Correct.
Buying for legacy.
Pass down to their children.
Technically speaking, the robust transactions in freehold developments are not so much as seeing a 99, for example. Another reason why people want to rather look at the 99 threshold or leasehold rather compared to a freehold or 999 is because today example, right? If I were to quote this, example I have let me quote you one example. Example, I take 15 Holland Hill versus 1 Holland Village. 1 Holland Village is 99.
Correct.
And then you have 1 Holland Hill across, which is just a few meters across, which is a freehold. Now, obviously, what's the difference? To someone, it's just Holland and Holland is the same. But because of the tenure, the entrance, or rather the entry price of this freehold is probably 300 per square feet higher than this 99.
Correct.
In the perspective of a person who is renting, or rather an investor, if I'm going to rent it out, does it matter if it's going to be a 999 freehold against 99? No.
Doesn't.
The yield matters, right? So, and they both offers the same privileges of the same area, Holland Village. So today, if someone was to come in and buy as an investor, probably they will just lavish themselves on buying 99 because this probably also have the same conveniences, the same good facilities around it, and they are seeing also appreciation because the rental is so vibrant here compared to a freehold status. Correct. So, yeah, I mean, I hope I answered that question.
I think it also depends on the age. Age is a factor as well.
Yeah.
So imagine if you have a 20 to 30 years freehold condo, and then you have a brand new 99. You know, sometimes people might even consider 99 because they like the feeling of a brand new property versus an older development.
That's right.
And sometimes the building looks dated, you know, and then maintenance fee is also on high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maintenance fee can be slightly higher than a 99. Yeah.
I see. So basically, in short, if you are an investor, so you are probably looking towards 99 because there will be more transactions, there will be rental demand,
Fluidity,
liquidity,
more
there will
robust.
be transactions will be pushing the prices higher and higher.
Yeah, the yield is also probably higher.
Right.
Yeah.
Then in terms of freehold, most of them are buying for own stay, for legacy planning to pass down to their kids. So there won't be so much transactions, maybe somewhere in the long run. The holding power need to be even longer.
Yeah. But again, there's certain areas in Singapore whereby if let's say the surrounding area are made of freehold, there's this concern that if I'm going to buy the only 99 there, how am I going to get the resale market buzzing for my development?
Correct.
One example I can show is Martin Modern on
99
River Valley.
River Valley.
The surrounding of Martin Modern, initially when they launched it, and even they launched it at 1,800 per square feet, this was about 6 years ago, and everybody was like saying, I could get even lower PSF at Watermark or 8 Roddick, which is freehold. Why am I going to buy you a Martin Modern at that 300-400 per square feet more? But today, whoever bought that 99 leasehold in Martin Modern has made tremendous amount of profit. I can tell you they are like cashing out at the point of TOP or even at sub-sale before TOP, they're making 400-500 per square feet. Yeah, so who's to say that you buy 99 amount freehold can't make money?
Correct.
So that's one good example, yeah.
Correct. So the next question would be, when is the best time we can actually buy a property and can we time the market?
Oh, very good question. You want to answer?
The best time for me personally, the best time is always yesterday. Yeah, because the longer you wait, the price, I mean, when did we see a dip in price over the last few years? We don't, right? Yeah, you cannot time the market. Nobody can time the market. I think only God can time the market.
If I were to add it on further, I think the simplicity I see is every crisis leads to an opportunity. And the past trends, the stats shows, the transaction shows that those who bought during a crisis, they are the one having their last laugh now. Those who managed to buy during COVID, those who bought during SARS, those who bought during H1N1, every single crisis, when someone enters a market, it's a chicken and egg lah. It's about demand and supply. You see example today, right? As we speak today, everybody's concern will be, oh, high interest. The interest hikes are plenty out there. Like, oh, I'm spoiled for choice, but the spoiled for choice means I have to be prepared to pay close to 4 above 4%. Now, if that is the reason, right? If you put on that hat and say, no, interest rate is very high, I won't enter now. There are people who want to enter now because of interest rate. Why? Because you realize that it's again demand and supply. So the owners may not have the supply of many buyers walking through, and because of that, that supply is less. He or she as an owner may just be reasonable or less resilient in their pricing. So who basically benefit? That buyer, because he managed to squeeze his owner of this price. Similarly, if you're going to go to a developer or a brand new show flat example, today because of this interest hike, all developers are on guard and not pushing their price higher. Why? If I'm going to push higher, nobody will come. Because everybody's sentiment is around saying that interest, Fed is going to increase, recession is coming. So they won't be gung-ho to increase the price. But those who come in and lock the price now, they are not going to be priced up. Because the moment, again, demand and supply, the moment the interest goes down, supply starts to come in, the demand starts to come in, the supply becomes shortage, and that's when developer or sellers in the resale market will say, look here, oh, I've got many, my agent bought 20 people today. So I have choice. Okay, I can choose. I want to hold on to my price. But imagine if today, when he did the open house and he only had 2 buyers, oh no, I got 2 buyers. This is the only offer. Okay, I got to think now. Developer also say, wow, today I open Saturday, Sunday my show flat from 10 to 7, only got 4 walk-ins. Okay, that means there's still also 4 walk-ins. But imagine if I got 40 walk-ins to the show flat, I'm not going to be, I'm just going to be pushing my price. Okay, they can even announce, okay, after this weekend, price increase. Because they start to see people come in. So again, this
at
is...
the end of the day, I think it's all about demand and supply.
Yeah. So this crisis, if you can look at it at a positive angle, you should lock in. You should make the move. When people don't make, there's this saying, when there's lesser people in the market, that's when you enter. When the show flat is empty, that's when you come in and buy.
Be fearful when others are not.
That's right.
And be...
That's right.
What's the other?
But of course, disclaimer, you've got to be doing all your calculated risks. You've got to make sure you speak to your agent, in this case, speak to Nigel.
Your due diligence.
Due diligence, make sure your numbers are tallied rightly, all boxes are almost checked. I wouldn't say everything can be checked, but as long as most of the boxes are checked, financial obligations are done, clear, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so probably the last question I would have is, will this year be a good year for private property, seeing that there is close to 40 new launches coming this year? Will developer manage their pricing because of interest rate, because of supply and demand? Okay. What are your thoughts, your opinions, or expectations on these upcoming new launches?
I think you said it well. He did his research, that's very good. There are about 43 upcoming new launches, let alone any en bloc that could happen, let alone anything of what we call the land, the government land up for bidding, government land for sale. So if this bring about an extra supply towards the 43 upcoming new launches, then I say if you don't want to come in and buy, something is wrong. Because the moment the supply gets lesser, that's when you see that you will have to be stuck with this stock, this pricing. Today, there's so much stock, right? So much stock. This developer launching this, next month this developer, as a developer, I have to be very sensitive. Oh no, yes, I bought this land at this price, I know I have to have this minimum break even, but you know what, if I'm going to price it too high, you know what, next month there's another development coming up there, where is my stock going to be sold? Same sentiment towards resale owners as well. They will be saying that, oh, okay, if I don't sell next month, because to add on to what you say, Nigel, not only about new launches, there are more than 20,000 MOP, minimum occupancy period, HDB BTO being ripe, ready for sale. So today, if you're a resale owner out there listening to here, if you're having your house there and you're not selling, you're waiting and you're thinking that okay, because the BTOs are not going to be giving you a new price point, yes and no, but again, there will be a lot in the supply market, there will be a lot more in the market. Yes, a lot more in the market will only means that they're going to squeeze your price. So be mindful of that, dear owners, my resale owners out there. And of course, so if you have a time, you have an opportunity, take this time and opportunity to really take advantage of what is in terms of the demand and supply in the market. Speak to Nigel. Yeah, you should be able to get the right house.
Yeah, you don't need to speak to me lah. All of us are property agents. I can speak to anybody here also. Please feel free to reach out to them. Basically, technically we have come to the end of the podcast. Do you all have any last words? Any last advice? Any last property tip? Any last secrets to share with anybody?
Yep.
You go ahead.
I think the key analysis of the key sharing here, I think, is to make sure that you don't want to be priced out, right? The previous high is always a new high, and if today you feel it's expensive, touch your heart, you see around. If you keep on waiting, you will see the price point to reach another level soon.
Correct.
So don't wait anymore. Speak to any one of us. Make sure you've done all your calculations right. Make sure all the boxes, like I mentioned, where your age is concerned, whether it leads you to the right path, whether you have more cycles or not, your affordability check is done, your appetite towards your next move is sustainable enough, and make sure it is very safe. Because in today's market, we are here not to promise the profits. We are here to make sure that we promise you something that is safe, so that no matter what, your net worth can increase over time. If you can increase your net worth over time, you know for sure your retirement plans or your kids' education planning are well in check. That's my advice.
I think for me, you have to seek professional advice and not listen to what people are saying on social media. Or listen to the experience of friends or family, because whatever they experience or their portfolio might not be the same as yours. So a lot of people, there are a lot of naysayers on social media. Oh, it's so expensive, this and that. But then again, there are still people buying, isn't it? People are saying that, why buy so expensive? But then there are buyers out there, and why are these buyers buying? So you have to ask yourself that question. Seek the advice of a consultant, and see whether and see what works for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Nigel.
With that being said, before I end off with today's podcast, moral of the story is know your net worth. An example of net worth is, let's say we're going to buy a $2 million property today. By the age of 65, you're going to fully pay your property, which is $2 million. Your net worth is $2 million. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. See you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.